Okay, so I usually start these by asking how many of my typing sessions you've seen before.
I've seen quite a few of them. Sometimes I'll watch them like all the way through. Other times I'll kind of skip through them. But I mean, I've seen quite a few.
Okay. And how long have you known about or been interested in MBTI stuff, typology stuff?
Um, I probably got into it around 2017, and just like on the kind of basic knowledge, I didn't really kind of like start to get into cognitive functions until about a year ago. So,
Okay, cool. Okay. Let's see. Can you talk to me about how you've changed in the last 10 years?
um, I'd say I'd say 10 years ago I might have been a little more, probably a lot more outgoing, a lot more extroverted. I've definitely grown into more of a more reserved kind of person. But I don't know. I don't know.
Were you more talkative back then, or did you lead the way into
Yeah,
more activities, or what?
more activities. Just more. I did more things. I was. I'm probably just as talkative now, but I, as far as like going out and like the whole socializing thing, I do a lot less of now.
Is that by choice, by circumstance, combination of the two?
Probably a combination of the two.
Okay. Uh, let's see. Can you tell me about your day to day prior to this typing session, starting from when you woke up? Sequence of insignificant details.
So today I was up late because my sleep schedule's terrible. But I didn't go to sleep probably until around 7 in the morning. So I woke up probably around 4 p.m. today. So today might not be the best example.
Okay, well, are you in the same time zone as me? I'm on the West Coast.
I'm in Central.
Okay. So, how about yesterday?
Okay, yesterday, um, I remember my girlfriend came over. She woke me up because her sister had a graduation party at their house. So I when I woke up, got dressed, went over there for a while, and we spent most of the time over there for the next couple hours, and then we came back to my house. So
And what'd you do when you were over there? Did you dance up a storm?
no, no, but it actually did start to storm, or the wind was blowing really bad, so we had to go inside. But no,
What
I didn't dance.
was there
I
a
just
pinata?
there was not a pinata. No.
Hmm. What kind of party is this? No dancing, no pinatas?
It's just one of them boring graduation parties.
Okay. And did you? You said you went there with your girlfriend and left with her at the same time.
Yeah. Well, wait, no, she went back to her house, and then I drove there, but we left together.
Okay. So how long were you there for total?
Um, Probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
At the end of it, was one of you, either you or your girlfriend, more ready to leave than the other one?
Pro- Probably me, but
Okay.
we were both kind of ready to go.
Is it because it was boring?
Yeah.
Okay. And what made it? What would have made it more exciting? If it had been a good party, what would it have looked like?
That really depends on the kind of party, you know.
Well, if it had been the kind of party that you wanted to stay at,
Um, it would probably be a lot. not necessarily hectic, but louder. Probably a lot more going on, a lot more to do.
More drunk people?
Probably, yeah. Drunk people are fun.
Yeah, okay. Uh, did you bring a gift to this party?
No,
Okay. Did other people bring a gift?
yeah.
Did you feel like, oh, I should have brought a gift?
I I did. I thought about it for a second. Yeah. I was like, man, I probably should have brought something.
Mm. Have you ever killed your own wild boar?
What do you mean by that?
Have you gone hunting for a wild boar in the wilderness and killed one?
No, I've gone hunting.
What have you hunted for?
Um, Squirrel, rabbit, coyote.
Do you eat them?
Yeah. Not the coyotes. You just kind of you get. They have bounties. You can get money off of them.
Right, because they're considered vermin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like to hunt?
Yeah. I honestly I haven't gone in a long time. I haven't been in like probably 2 or 3 years. I used to go a lot more, but
What about fishing?
I like the fish too, but I really don't. I don't. I have a weird thing. I don't want to grab the fish by the mouth whenever, like, I'm scared it's gonna like bite me or something.
Mm, okay. Uh, so you live in a wildernessy kind of area?
Yeah, out in the country.
Cool. That must be fun.
I would probably prefer to live in the city.
Have you ever seen a Sasquatch?
No, not out here. No.
How about
Have
like
you?
aliens or anything like that?
You know, my brother and one time he tried to convince me. I think it was an airplane, but he could have sworn it was like a triangular, you know, UFO, some crap like that.
Are you not big into that kind of stuff?
I I think the universe is too big for them not to exist. I think it would be kind of like I don't know.
Do you think
It would be a big
aliens
assumption to say that they don't.
aliens are more likely than Sasquatches?
Yes. Yeah.
How about ghosts?
I think ghosts exist too.
Which most exist? Aliens, Sasquatches, or ghosts?
Probably ghosts, but I'm also like religious.
Okay. Have you ever
So
had
that
an encounter with a ghost?
yeah,
Okay. Was it scary or just not a big deal or what?
I don't no, I don't think it was too scary. I don't look at it as like, oh man, they can harm me or anything.
Okay. Um, what do you think when you're watching TV or videos on YouTube even or whatever, but it's not teaching you anything? In other words, you're explicitly not learning something from it. What kind of media are you watching?
Um, it'll usually I don't know. I watch a lot of you. I do like to watch your videos. I watch MBTI videos. Um, usually I like really anything, either gaming or stand-up comedy or music. I love music. Um, um, I like weird facts videos with like space facts and like interesting theories, stuff like that. I like pretty much anything.
Okay. I'm going to give you a choice between three kinds of reality shows, and you tell me which kind you're most likely to watch. The first kind is a dating reality show where they all live in the house and try to date each other, and then they get eliminated one by one, like one girl, one
Like the
guy each
Bachelor.
week. Well, except this time you got equal dudes, equal chicks. Okay, so it's like
Okay.
one gets eliminated each week. One of each gets eliminated. Anyway, that
Gotcha.
kind, or you got a survival show where it's guys dropped out in the wilderness and they're trying to survive for a long time, or you've got what you might call your conventional Big Brother style game show one. It's not about dating, but it's just about like politics in the group.
I didn't even know what Big Brother was until like a year ago, but I really do like Big Brother. I would probably pick that one.
I was surprised by how much I enjoyed watching some part of it that Rachel was watching for a while. I don't normally think of myself as liking those kind of things. What did you find appealing about it?
It's just like I I find myself at the point where I'm into NBA TI at the point to where like I'm typing people that I'm watching on TV. So just seeing their personalities interact and seeing like how some of them are like able to kind of control a crowd better or control a group, kind of get their way. It's really interesting to me.
How are
And of
you
course, the
feeling?
arguments.
How are you feeling emotionally right now?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I feel all right.
And how are you
I guess.
feeling physically right now? Any aches and pains?
No, I don't think so.
Before we started this, did you make sure you had a comfortable chair?
I mean, I'm just laying, kind of lounging on my bed,
Okay.
but
Did you care about the background? Did you say, well, this is good because there's not really anything in the background, or you didn't think about it?
I didn't think about it.
Okay. Did you think about what you were wearing at all before you started this?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Um, do you feel as though. All right, well, what do you want in life?
Everything. Uh, I guess I want. I ultimately like want to be content. I want to do. I really want to do a lot of things. I'm really into music. Um, but I was really into politics at the time. I just have a lot of interests and a lot of things that I'd like to accomplish, but I don't know if I ever will. So I guess at the end of everything, I just want to be happy with what I have done.
Hmm. And so, talk to me about your music making process.
Mm. I haven't really made anything yet.
Okay.
Not like,
Did,
not like, or published or anything like that.
do you play an instrument?
Yeah, I play. So my first instrument was the drums. That's probably my favorite instrument.
Okay. Do you ever write songs on the drums?
No, not on the drums, but just writing in general. Yeah.
Okay, if you were to write a song, would you start by writing lyrics, or would you start by having a melody in mind? Would you start by screwing around with chords on something and then singing over the top of it, or what?
Um, I think all of them would happen at different times, but I probably the most consistent one would be just having a melody and then kind of going, around that.
Okay. Um, and what about writing lyrics? Do you have a philosophy about lyrics or of any kind that you could, like, if you were to try to explain to people, look, here's how to write good lyrics. What would your advice be?
Don't be bland.
Don't be bland. Okay.
Like no, I mean there's a way there's like I don't know. Are you do raps? I've seen you do raps before.
Yeah.
Um, so like there's like you can rhyme different words in in a group of sentences, and they don't have to be the last word of the sentence. You know,
Right.
you
Sure.
can or I like music with a lot of instruments. I like it to sound like big band. I like keyboards and like funk sounds, like Stevie Wonder, stuff like that. Make it sound like it has a lot happening, like groovy. Not so boring.
Okay.
That's
What's
just that's not really lyrics, but
that's not lyrics at all.
no, that's musical.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you mostly writing with? Are most of your lyrics that you're writing raps?
No,
Okay.
I
So let's talk about writing a song that you've written song lyrics for, and like, let me give
okay.
you, let me give you a bland set of lyrics, okay?
Okay.
Cause girl, I love you all night long. Girl, I love you till the dawn. Now I want
Okay.
you to say to express the same sentiments in a less bland way.
You said, "Girl, I love you until it's done." Girl, I love you all night long.
Right. Would you say that's bland? First, I should establish that. Would you conclude that that's too bland?
I would, yeah.
Or if you have a better
Uh,
example of something that's too bland, that would be fine too.
No, that's fine. I think that works. Let's see. Yeah. Stumped here, Eric.
Okay, how about from moonrise to moonset, non-stop humpage?
Okay, okay, I'm with you. That works.
Okay. That was really putting you on the spot there.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd want to be put on the spot that much. That was really
yeah,
putting you on the spot there.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about introverted thinking.
Okay.
If some ladies wear dresses and some things that wear dresses are messes, is it necessarily the case that some ladies are messes?
Yeah.
No. If only walls are made of bricks and I'm made of bricks, am I necessarily a wall?
Yes.
Okay. If all chairs fold and I fold, am I necessarily a chair?
No.
If no penguins eat cheese and I don't eat cheese, am I necessarily a penguin?
No. I screwed up the first one, but yeah,
Right.
that part confused me for some reason.
Okay. Um, can you tell me who my mother's father's wife is in relation to me?
That's my grandma, or that's your grandma.
Okay. It's fine. We have the same grandma.
Yeah.
How about, can you tell me um, who my father's only sisters, husbands, only daughters, only brother is in relation to me?
My cousin?
Yeah.
Or your cousin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Our cousin?
Okay. Now let's ask this kind of question. Can you tell me if there are 12 cackles in a cockle and a brush makes up 3 cockles? How many cackles are there in a brush?
Wait, could you repeat that for me?
If there are 12 cockles in a cackle, and 3 brushes makes up one cackle.
Oh, so 36.
Yes, 36 is correct. Okay. Have you ever heard me ask the hats question before?
I have heard the hats question. Yes.
Okay. Um, what's the proper number of steps to break digging a grave into?
Let's see here. Well, I mean, first you'd have to you'd have to have your shovels or a whatever. I don't know what it's called. So let's just go with the shovel. Step one, you have the shovel. Step two, you start to dig your hole. Step three, you make sure that it's 6 feet deep, right? Step four, um, you place the coffin into the grave. And step five, you cover it up.
Okay. That's how to bury a coffin more than it is how to dig a grave. But,
Okay.
and also, this is the interesting thing is that steps 1, have a shovel, and step 3, make sure it's 6 feet deep or whatever, aren't really steps. Like if you were going to put,
Okay, buy a shovel.
okay, acquire shovel, or,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, fine. Um, so, let's say I'm a girl you're trying to pick up on, alright?
Okay.
And uh, and you're at a bar, and your friends are at the table, and you're like, I'm gonna go, I wanna go, you pretend you're single, okay? I'm gonna go pick up on that girl. Is that something that you're likely to be nervous about doing, or is it easy for you? When you do approach her, do you have an approach in mind, or are you just gonna go up and say what?
Really depends on the moment. I don't think I'll be worried about it. I'm gonna probably approach them regardless, but I have no idea what I'm gonna say.
Are you gonna go, hey girl, or
It's
sup?
none of those.
Okay.
It's gonna work regardless, probably. Whatever I say.
Okay. Would it be something that you observe in front of you, like, hey girl, I like your sweatshirt?
No.
Okay.
It'll probably just be something dumb and random. I don't know. It's like a DC pick line always goes like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm lost. I'm looking for your number or something."
What you gotta do is you gotta have some hay with you. And then you go up to
Oh,
her and you say, girl, hay? That's guaranteed to work. Yeah.
I got you.
Okay,
Is
so
this personal experience?
no, I've never tried it. It just seems like it's guaranteed to work.
I trust you.
um, okay, so how should we solve the problem of air pollution in general?
I mean, you go political on me, Eric.
I don't know if it's political or not. Depends on how you approach the problem.
Um,
What if I ask the question, how should you solve the problem of air pollution?
how should I solve this problem with air pollution? I don't know. Is it bad to say that I'm not too concerned about it?
Okay.
Like,
So the answer is I shouldn't.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh, all right. Let's see. What if you had to list the things that are most important to you, Well, tell me a list of things that are important to you.
Um, my lovely, lovely girlfriends. Um, I guess my animals, my family. Get those out of the way. I guess. Music again. Um,
Okay, so music tops it out in terms of things you'd like to do, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. And are you undertaking any approach to doing that more? Or do you feel like the way you're doing it right now privately is getting enough music doing in your life?
It's definitely not enough. And I will like pick pick it up and then like put it down, and then like come back to it at random times. Like, but um, I just can't stay with it. I can't stay with like one consistent thing for too long without getting bored or like just needing to like reset or do something else.
Okay. So when you're doing something else, what is it? Watching, consuming media? Is it switching to a different medium, like drawing a picture or writing a book or something, or what?
Yeah, it would just be like watching media. If I'm like recharging or like if I'm spending time by myself, just leisure time, I'm probably just like consuming something or like watching Netflix or like listening to music, something like that.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask Rachel to come over here and chat with you for a bit while I go deal with these steaks that we have on the grill, and
Okay.
I'm gonna ask her to ask you specifically about what you look for in a friend and what you look for in a coworker or in a relationship partner.
All right.
Hello.
How's it going, Rachel?
It's going well. Um,
This is
oh,
really exciting, by the way. I watch you guys do this a lot, so this is like,
thank you. I appreciate that. So, okay, so what are some things that you look for in a friend?
friends. Man, that really depends. I'm like, I'm in with a lot of different people, a lot of different kinds of people, but a close friend, just somebody that I can kind of um, consistently, you know, bounce ideas off with, or like have a conversation without it getting dry, or just always having something to talk about.
Okay,
I like people with a sense of humor, somebody that can make me laugh. Yeah.
so,
Um.
no, continue.
No, go ahead.
I honestly
Oh,
forgot
that's
what I
about
was
it.
gonna. um, so, okay, so what would you look for in a coworker?
Um. Can do their job um well on their own. Um. You know, knows how to do their job, knows how everything works, can do it efficiently, um, and just somebody that's just reliable, I guess. Even though I guess that's kind of hypocritical because I wouldn't. I guess I'm kind of reliable. Um, but yeah, I don't know about coworkers much. That's interesting.
Actually, I think what you listed was some really good things to look out for to have in a coworker. Um,
Mm.
so, last one then. What do you look for in a relationship partner?
Uh, kind of like sort of the same thing as a friend, just like somebody who's creative and like good sense of humor and like, but definitely somebody that kind of wants the help, wants to help me, wants to like, you know, get better and like, um, find ways to get better, find solutions to things, and like somebody who's really open-minded, uh, just like spontaneous, kind of interesting in that regard.
Okay. All right. I think that's actually it. So thank you for your answers. They're great.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's do some extroverted intuition testing. Have you heard me ask inky pinky questions before?
Yeah, yeah, I've heard some inky pinky questions.
Okay. So the example I usually give as an example is hilltop waterspout is the clue, and it's an inky pinky. The answer is mountain fountain. Hilltop means mountain, waterspout means fountain. They rhyme. Yada 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 yada. Okay. So how about this one now? Um, a That's kind of an obscure word. Uh, okay, this is a this is the fruit of a boat that takes you from the mainland to an island, and it's an inky pinky.
You said it's the what of a boat?
The fruit.
The fruit of a boat that takes you to an island,
Yeah.
and it's an inky pinky. Um,
It's a fairy berry.
okay,
Let me try another one.
gotcha.
Um, this is a all right. This is an enthusiasm for the hottest new clothes. It's an inky pinky.
Um, I don't know. I think it sounds like frenzy trendy or something.
It's a fashion passion.
Okay, fashion.
Okay. Can you make up one for me?
Let's see. Um, okay. Um, well, let's see. I thought I had one. I'll do a different one. Okay, let's say a let's do one for a terrible emperor.
Okay. What's it? Tell me the syllables.
Um, I guess two.
Okay. All
Or
right. Go ahead.
I can maybe rephrase it. Try like a increasingly evil emperor.
Okay. Um, I don't know. What's the answer?
I was thinking like crueler ruler.
Okay. That makes sense. That's good. That's good, actually. Crueler ruler. A more mean emperor is fine. Would be probably ideal.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fine. No, that's a good one. Okay. Can you give me reasons why somebody might want to might want to take up the sport of hang gliding?
Maybe because they get a thrill out of flying. I don't know what it feels like up there. It might feel nice. Um, or maybe they just weren't good enough to play basketball.
I see.
Probably the only two reasons I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'm sure I could give you more.
Okay, well, let me ask this. I'm going to tell you the story, the beginning part of it. I want you to tell me the end part of the story, okay?
Okay.
There was once this cat who had this lump of hair on his back. And he went into the forest and he met with some creatures, a rabbit and a turtle. The rabbit's name was Rob, the turtle's name was Tom. And the cat's name was Cat. Cat said to Tom the turtle, "Hey, look at this admirable crown I have." And Rob the rabbit said, "That's no admirable crown. That's just a lump of fur that needs to be cut off." Now you finish the story.
Well, Cat the cat was like, "Listen, Tom the turtle. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm the king of this jungle, okay? I'm not the cowardly lion out here. I'm brave. I got this crown. It's not just some lump of hair. You're the coward because you hide behind the shell." And then Tom the turtle, he got offended and he started slowly charging towards Cat the cat. But Rob the rabbit was like, "Listen, guys, we don't need to fight, all right? We're not going to get anywhere doing this. You guys are arguing over a silly lump of hair that may or may not be a crown." And they all made up. And that was it. The end.
Well, that's good they all got along, thanks to the rabbit's wise advice.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you talk to me about your sleeping habits?
God awful. Like, terrible. I'm either up all night or I'll fall asleep and wake up and, not be able to sleep, and then I'll kind of nap throughout the day, maybe.
Okay. How are you about task completion? When you decide to do something, you usually get it done, or do you put it off?
I'm going to procrastinate, probably.
Okay. What kind of things do you procrastinate on, and what kind of things do you not procrastinate on?
I procrastinated a lot during school, as far as, assignments and stuff like that. Stuff that I actually get done and stuff that I probably want to get done. I'll do those first, the stuff that might interest me.
Okay, and what are some things that you want to get done that you will likely get done?
Not just, anything, or do you mean, productive things?
Well, we'll put it this way. I like live streaming. I don't like setting up the live stream, but I'll definitely get the live stream set up before I live stream because it's just something I have to get done, and I will get it done because it's in between me and something I really want.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a common thing. A lot of times I'll do that if it's. I usually don't like doing things unless I feel like, okay, it's right here, it's right in my face, I have to do it now, so let's just get it out of the way. Um, but I guess an example for like similar to that might be um, I don't know if I can give it like a similar example to that necessarily.
Okay. Can you give an example of a time when you stuck with your plan when you should have trusted your instincts, or vice versa?
I'm sure it happens like all the time, and that's just crazy. Um, I mm, uh, there's plenty of times whenever like I'll be hanging out with a specific side of the family, and my instincts will be like, this is not a good idea because they're that side of the family, and it's turned out for the worst sometimes. So
Okay. So do you think you're in general too trusting or too suspicious or neither?
it's both. Can I
Both?
say both?
Okay.
It depends on the person. If I like the person, I'm probably going to be overly trusting. If I don't, I'm probably going to be overly suspicious.
How clear are you and how long does it take for you to decide if you like somebody?
Not long.
Okay.
Um,
Do you by default like people and then they may give you reasons to dislike them, or can you tell right away whether you're going to like them or dislike them?
I'll by default probably like them. I'm gonna like them until like I guess they give me a reason not to. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, even if even if I have prior knowledge about the person. If I don't know if it's necessarily true or not, like I'm probably gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, unless like they give me a reason to think otherwise.
Okay. And if if somebody loses your respect, is it more likely because you heard them tell a lie or because you saw them be mean to somebody?
Hold on, I'm sorry, my connection got really weird there for a second.
If somebody loses your respect, is it more likely because you heard them tell a lie or because you watched them be mean to somebody else?
Probably because I heard them tell a lie.
Okay. Um, if somebody is generally inefficient or somebody is generally socially graceless, which offends you more or do you roll your eyes at more?
Um, Maybe socially graceless.
Okay. And if somebody in the world is reliable but unimpactful, or impactful but unreliable, which do you prefer?
Um, I would say impactful but unreliable.
Okay. How reliable do you think you are when you commit to other people to do things?
Mm, I I don't know, cause like if then sometimes if I say I'm gonna do something, then I'm just probably not gonna do it.
Okay.
But
What
I don't
what
know. I feel like I'm reliable.
what are the factors that make it determinate as to whether you're going to be reliable to follow through on something you say you do or not?
Uh, Really, if like for the sake of like somebody else, probably.
Okay. Um, so let's play Name My Invention. I've got a new invention. I'd like you to come up with the best marketing name for it you can, okay?
Okay.
My new invention is it's a it's a jerky dispenser with a Venus flytrap growing from each side of it. A beef jerky dispenser with a Venus flytrap growing from each side of it to prevent flies from getting near the beef jerky.
Um, I would say the fly eating jerky dispenser.
That's a good name. Do you
It's
want
pretty self-explanatory.
do you want another entry into this contest? Are you satisfied with the entry you've placed?
We can do more. We can try some more if you want.
Sure, try some more. See what else you got for
Um,
me.
um,
I'll tell you what. You think about it for a second while I go flip the stakes real quick.
okay.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay. So whenever you said Venus flytrap, I thought of like kind of red piranha things from like Super Mario Brothers. So I was thinking of like piranha beef patties and stuff for the jerky.
Piranha beef patties. I like that. Anything else?
Let's see. No, that's the only thing I was trying to hold that in my mind for as long as possible for you. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, cool. Uh, all right, interesting. So, Rachel and I discussed it a little bit outside as I was flipping the stakes, and I believe I have a type for you, and I
Okay.
also believe it may not be the type you think you are, but we'll find out. So,
Okay.
I feel pretty confident that you're an ISTP.
Okay.
What type did you think you were coming in?
Uh, ENTP.
Okay. So that's a phenomenon of you correctly identifying yourself as TI12, somewhere in there. But that's a symbol of polar extroverted intuition that you value it
Mhm.
and it's important to you. And you don't recognize that the way you're paying attention is not via extroverted intuition. It's your blind spot.
Really?
Yeah.
So
So
that's second spot SB.
so like for the Venus flytrap beef jerky dispenser, I would say Venus to jerky, or beef to Milo, or perhaps I would say uh, flytrap meat wrap, or I could say um, uh, the the beef jerky that's fly catching with the F small, so it looks like it's saying eye catching.
Mm.
I don't know. I could come up with infinite possible names, and the thing is, they're not all going to be good. That's the point about extroverted intuition. Is it doesn't care about whether or not the ideas are necessarily good. If it's in the dominant slot, it's got NI backing up in the fifth slot, so they're generally better than awful. But the idea of it is disparateness, randomness, and quantity of differentiation. So
Okay.
the other thing is your self description of your relationship with task completion is is something that happens a lot with SE tool users. I've found is that they don't identify themselves as being particularly good at extroverted sensing and or think of themselves as being extroverted sensors in the way I typically describe it. But
Gotcha.
that's specific to both the SE tool function users.
Hmm. Okay. So okay, I got you. So that's interesting. That's really interesting.
Okay, so we have time left, and I want to make sure, regardless, that you you have any questions you have, thoughts, or challenges you want to make, or whatever that I can address
I guess
and or
my
double
only
check.
argument to NE would just be I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I always thought I was an extroverted intuition thought.
Okay. I always thought I was an extroverted intuition dominant because I always thought I was. I always thought I was an extroverted intuition dominant because that's how I was. I knew
Right.
because that's how I was. And that's how I was when I was what I cuz. And if I couldn't cuz, then how would I was not know
Well,
that I was
I didn't
extroverted
give a
intuition though?
reason to be fair.
Okay, so now you do the same thing with something I say, right? Here's something I'll say.
Mm.
Here's something I say.
With the I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay, well, then let's try this. I'll make up the first part of a poem and you finish it. Okay, the first part of the poem goes like this. There once I saw 100,000 orange trees above, and then I saw below them there 100,000 more. And once I went aside and looked from upwards to below, I noticed that I couldn't see whatever to nor fro. Now you finish that poem.
Did you really just come up with that on the spot?
Yeah.
That's impressive. I'll give you that.
Now you
Um.
you come up with whatever on the spot, and I'll finish it.
Okay. 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 That might be easier. Um. Oranges are yummy and they're so delicious. Bananas are good, but they're not as nutritious.
Okay.
Uh, Apples are fine, but they don't taste that great unless you mix it with some lemons and make some apple lemonade.
In which case, of course, you've changed them to liquid, and you've gone from the state from before, which was not liquid. Instead, it was solid and covered with cheese, or if not cheese, then rinds and peels and these sorts of things that are encompassing fruits all around, because after all, you find fruits on the ground. And once you pick them up, you've got to strip them bare, or else these fruits, why, they're spoiled. Beware, don't eat them with your mouth. That'll send your stomach south, and the poop going down from your legs to the ground, and then you'll wonder why. Why have I eaten these fruits that I found?
That's impressive, Eric.
Thanks. I think what you demonstrated there at the beginning, though, is very robust, but still, I would say somehow polar extroverted intuition. Like, as slamming an example of extroverted intuition that I think I could ever get from somebody who's polar. I wouldn't expect to get that from polar. Basically, what you did to start the thing off with your little bits about bananas and apples. Those couplets there, you generated that on the fly. The only thing that you had in front of you was a topic, and it did rhyme and follow a metric pattern. So that's an accomplishment that I would normally say would invalidate the notion of extroverted intuition polar. But okay, well,
Maybe you should test my extroverted intuition for once.
I mean, I have been testing it. But okay, I mean, that's what all these questions are like. When I say how many reasons can you think of for hang gliding, you gave me 2. Right?
Yeah, but I'm sure people can come up with multiple reasons. Oh, it's fun. Oh, because it's healthy for you. Oh, because I feel like I'm on top of the world. Oh, I feel like I'm flying. It makes me feel alive. Like, people can give you all kinds of reasons. I would just give you, like, I guess, personal reasons for me, like why it would be.
Okay, so that's interesting though, because I specifically asked how many different reasons can you come up with.
Yeah.
So it was clear that I'm looking for quantity of different reasons.
I guess, but I got it. I answered them from my perspective, I guess.
Okay.
From like,
All right. Well, then let me ask you this sort of thing. So,
okay,
how many different categories of reasons can you think of for hang gliding?
category reasons such as what fitness, enjoyment, relaxation, or adrenaline, or I don't know, freedom, kind of like serotonin, medical. I don't know what it,
Okay.
those could be reasons, I guess.
Okay. So, categories of reasons I would say would be maybe motivational reasons, like you're motivated to do it for some personal specific reason. It might be ancillary reasons, like it's on this list of things that you have to do. You're going to do every activity that includes gliding in the name. Okay, then it would be an incidental reason why you're hang gliding, right? Or it could be compulsory reasons, like somebody's forcing you to. In some way, you're being forced to hang glide, or in which case it wouldn't really be a reason why you want to. I guess that wouldn't really count. You'd have to. You've been enticed in some way with lies and fraudulent promises about hang gliding into wanting to. That would be the equivalent of that. I
Somebody
guess.
manipulated you into believing it was good for you.
Right. So
It was a good thing.
I guess those would be categories of it. With that as an example, can you think of another? All right. Well, how about a question like this? Why should Mexico invade the United States and take over Texas, or attempt to at least?
Why? Like, why do they have reasons to, or like?
Yeah, I want you. Your job is to make the case. You're standing in front of the Mexican Assembly and you're saying, Mexican friends, your job today is to approve of and support the invasion of Texas.
Okay. Hello, Mexico. I am a spy from the United States. I'm here to tell you, this is why you should invade the United States and take over Texas. Okay. Look, they have had this border up for far too long, not granting you access to the country, and then they built a bigger wall. It's time for us to run through it and take what's ours, take what was taken from us at the Alamo.
Okay.
They have, I don't know,
Okay.
motivational speech.
Okay. I think I'm going to change my typing of you. I think you are an ESTP. You are not an ISTP.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think you're an ESTP.
It's funny, that was my first.
Is that was your first instinct? I think you're an ESTP. Because
You think I'm an SE Dom, though?
yeah, well, your extrovert intuition is too good for polar. You can no longer be called polar based on what you've demonstrated with your extrovert intuition. It is not polar. It's very classically eighth slot in its way of you didn't really want to be pressed on that spot. You don't want to reveal. You don't like being pressed to reveal that, which is characteristic of eighth slot. I misinterpreted that as being polar, but no, I was wrong. It's eighth slot, and you're an SE Dom.
SE Dom.
It's got to be because you're not SI
So
front
then, what
stack.
is my default? Can you explain my default as an SE Dom?
Well, it's understandable that you. Well, hold on a second. Let me go get these steaks off because they're done, and then I'll come back and I'll explain it to you. Okay.
Okay.
Put on this one here. Okay. So. Could you maybe get some mustard, Rachel?
Sure.
Uh, I hope you like the steak well done.
I do.
Welcome back.
I like my steak. Thank you.
Okay.
I probably like mine medium well.
Me too. Okay, so the thing is, if you're FI polar, I mean, put it this way. Rachel, could you put that on a plate instead of right on that thing?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Let's check for FI polar to the extent that we can. So, pretend I'm arguing with you. You pulled into a parking space first with your car, and a lady comes up behind you and says, "Excuse me, sir, can you move your car, please? I was waiting for this space." But she was way far away. She was claiming like she was waiting for the first space to open up in all of the rows, basically. So she's like, "You need to get out of this parking space. And it's mine. I want it more and I need it more than you. And I was waiting for the first available parking space for this whole lot was for me. I mean, I know I was way over there, but it was my spot. You need to get out of it now."
I would probably tell her no. I'd probably say sorry, but you were all the way back there. I'm not moving. You can find another spot. I know she has a problem with that.
Well, she said, "I'm going to go get security."
She's gonna what?
"I'm going to go get security.
What are they gonna do?
They're going to side with me and tell you that you should go because I deserve the spot."
No, they're not.
Well, why wouldn't
I pulled
they?
in here. Why are they gonna tell me to move?
Because I was waiting.
They could easily check security.
I was waiting over there this whole time.
But they could easily check security cameras and see that you weren't.
But I was waiting. I was just waiting far away.
Waiting all the way down the block.
It was pretty clear to anybody that I was waiting for the first available spot to open up anywhere in the slot in this whole parking lot.
All right, then ask anybody here.
There's nobody here to ask. It's just you and me and this
Then it's
one.
not clear to anybody.
Look, there's a lot of people at the store, but they're all inside the store right now. It's just you and me by the cars. Okay, now you're making me feel threatened. You're making me feel threatened.
I'm not trying to make you feel threatened.
I feel threatened. Therefore, you're threatening me.
Well, that's not... Your feeling of being threatened does not justify you actually being threatened.
Well, I mean, if I feel threatened, does that mean I'm being threatened?
No.
Why
Am
not?
I threatening you?
Well, yeah. Otherwise, why would I feel threatened? Otherwise, why would I feel threatened?
What did I say that was threatening?
Whatever it was made me feel threatened.
Tough luck.
Okay, but now I'm feeling scared. Therefore, you're frightening me.
I'm sorry.
Would you ever ride in a hot air balloon?
Oh, God. I'm scared. I probably not, but maybe.
What do you think might happen if you rode in a hot air balloon?
I could die. It could pop, and we could fall from the sky. I could fall out and free fall. A lot could go wrong. A plane could hit us. Something could cut the rope, that is attached to the balloon. If I got in a hot air balloon, I would have to be confident that it was like 100% safe. Probably.
Would you be more likely to go hang gliding or hot air balloon riding?
Probably hot air balloon.
What about hot air balloon or skydive?
Something in me wants to skydive, but I'm more likely to do hot air balloon.
Skydive or hang glide?
Skydive.
Why don't you like the idea of hang gliding?
It just seems... I guess that's the most boring of the three.
The most boring, but you have the most control. You steer around with your hang glider.
Yeah, but if I feel... But either way, in all three of these scenarios, I'm going to feel like I'm going to die. So if I'm going to die, I'd rather it be the two most dangerous ones. So,
Do you think hang gliding is less dangerous?
Than skydiving?
Yeah.
Well, I think hang gliding is more dangerous than a hot air balloon. But
Do you think a hot air balloon is more dangerous than flying in a plane?
no. But I get on planes, so that's kind of...
Okay, what about a hot air balloon ride or a ship's voyage?
I'd rather be on a ship's voyage, probably,
Do you get seasick?
but I don't think so. I've never been on a cruise, but I would assume not. I hope not. That'd be bad.
Do you get car sick? Okay.
No.
Are you more concerned that this might be the best time of your life, or that you won't live long enough to have all the times you want in your life?
I'm kind of worried of both. Like, part of me worries, like, oh, the best years are just going to be behind me. And then I'm like, oh, but there's so much that, I don't want to die. I don't want to die soon. I'm scared of that, I guess.
Right. Yeah, people generally are opposed to that. I've discovered
Yeah.
death. Death and all that is generally not popular.
It's not.
Death? No.
Um.
I was surprised to discover this as well. Okay.
I mean, it happens all the time. It's not very popular amongst the general population.
Well, not popular among the living.
Yeah.
Okay. I do think you're an ESTP. Well, can you talk to me about what it feels like to be sad?
um, I, it's different now because like I'm on like I take medication now.
What kind of
So,
medication?
depression and anxiety.
Like, I mean, like a Prozac or what?
It's Lexapro.
Okay. So is it an serotonin reuptake inhibitor?
Yeah, serotonin, and then I take like trazodone at night.
Okay. So
Um,
is it because
so
you're?
like
Is it just for treating depression specifically?
it's depression and anxiety.
Are you giving you trazodone to make you sleep?
Yeah, trazodone does treat insomnia too. Yeah,
But is that why they're giving it to you?
partially. Yeah.
Okay. You know, Rachel,
Um,
Rachel used to be on that shit. It doesn't really help you sleep that much.
that's why my sleep schedule is terrible. But yeah.
Do you want to be able to medicate your sleep schedule more regularly, or are you comfortable with the way it is?
I want to. I probably won't.
I mean,
But
you should get Klonopin if you want to. That solved the issue for Rachel. Have a Klonopin a couple hours before bed. She sleeps soundly.
what is it?
Klonopin.
Okay.
It's a benzo, but it's like if you don't mind cause once you get on benzos, it's hard to get off of them.
Mm,
But it works really well.
gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, don't mean to interfere with your medication. That
No,
shit's
the
freaking
question was about my feelings anyway.
right. Your feelings, right? What does it
They're
feel?
very, very confusing, I guess. I guess I'm probably more emotionally mature over the past year than I was before, and that's partially probably due to just depression and anxiety and like just understanding more, self-understanding, I guess, because I had no idea what I felt beforehand, and now I guess I'm kind of learning a bit more, but
Okay.
still, it's very weird.
Can you come up with a time when you used your feelings to make a decision, knowing that it was illogical, but doing it anyway because you wanted to?
No. I mean, I probably can, just not off the top of my head.
Okay. Do
Um,
you find yourself asking people asking people to justify their things they say?
yeah.
And do you find FI kind of justifications annoying?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel the feeling of anger?
Like, how do I feel? Like, where? I
Yeah.
guess
What does it feel like?
feels very warm. I guess hot. And maybe in my stomach.
Okay.
That's a lot of emotions. I think most of my emotions are like that.
Okay. Do you feel like you learn things from your emotions?
I know I can. I don't think I apply things that I should learn very well to myself anyway.
What's something? Can you give me an example of a time where you should have learned an emotional lesson and failed to apply it in an equivalent circumstance later?
Just like maybe just like consideration and like being more considerate maybe of
Yeah.
others' feelings,
Okay. More of an
which
FE
I
thing,
struggle
but
with doing. Huh?
that's kind of more of an FE thing, but it's fine. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I guess it can be an FI thing. Is it because you feel guilty for not being considerate? Is it motivated by a desire to avoid guilt over being inconsiderate?
I definitely do feel guilty if I don't, but I don't think it's. I think it's because like I probably understand where like what I understand like it is inconsiderate, and nobody would like that.
Yeah. How often do you find yourself guilty of that kind of thing?
Mm, not too frequently. Again, I think I've like
Matured.
emotionally matured.
Like
Yeah,
like a fine emotional wine. So if you had to
Not entirely.
if you had to
I
describe the
feel,
kind of emotional wine you were before in wine terms, what would the flavors have been? Pretend your emotions before were a wine and you were tasting it and you were trying to describe it to people. And then do the same for
emotions
after.
emotions before what?
Pretend the emotions before you started taking these medications were a
Okay.
wine. And you're sipping it, you're tasting that wine, and you're describing to people its flavors. Now, describe the old wine and then do the same for the new wine.
The old wine was um, the very a very very light taste. It was smooth. It was it was very rich. Um, probably probably for some reason had a little chocolate taste in it mixed with that berry. I don't know why. The chocolate was in that wine, Eric. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Um, and now it's like sad and bitter and smells like disappointment and regret.
Why though?
I don't know. I was Eric. Listen, before a year ago, year and a half ago, I probably could convince you I was FI blind, like upon first appearance, or FI polar, you know. Um, but like, I feel like it's my FI just for some reason is consistently triggered over the past year, and it's off and on. It'll come and then go away just as fast. Like it's
And what do you learn from it?
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
See, that's more the test there than whether or not you recognize it occurring. Recognizing it
Mm.
occurring should be a natural consequence of learning about its existence. Like
Okay.
I started to recognize that yes, emotions do have bodily sensations when somebody told me that emotions have bodily sensations. My first response was, what is the bodily sensation of sadness feel like? Emotions don't have bodily sensations. And they said, no, what about like a lump in the throat? Oh yeah, they do have bodily
Mm.
sensations. And then I started being able to recognize when instances when those bodily sensations occurred.
I'm kind of the same way. I would need somebody to tell me how I'm kind of supposed to feel before I decide how I feel.
Okay.
Or
That's
if
not
that
what
if
I
that
said at all. That is not at all what I said. But that's a good indication right there of bipolar. That
okay, well yeah, there you go.
yeah, okay. So I do think you're an ESTP, and the reason I think you're an ESTP and not an ENTP is because I don't think you're any dominant, and I think ultimately what your frame of reference is being impactful. And so it's like change and novelty are similar but not the same thing. And any Dom is about novelty and SE Dom is about change. If you're feeling depressed or whatever, it's probably because you're not engaging enough change.
I feel like whenever I was less depressed, it was because I was engaging in more social interaction.
Okay, so then that's your third slot function, FE, and this is consistent with ENTP or ESTP. That's
Okay.
probably correct. It's like you need more social engagement. You need to talk more to people, and you need more validation of, hey, there's cool guy. Look at him. He's here. We're happy. It's good for you. It makes you feel good. It's fine. You know, one of the big problems with the world that tries to tell everybody that because I like attention is not an acceptable answer to anything. But it's a totally acceptable answer to anything. Why are you making videos, Eric? Because I like attention.
You want to get famous off this.
Yeah, I want to be famous because I like it. Well, why do you want to be famous? Because I like attention. I because I am an attention whore is not an answer that people expect to be acceptable somehow. But it's a
Do you
perfectly
believe that
acceptable
all
answer.
publicity is good publicity?
I mean, I think that most people probably have more nefarious goals in terms of YouTube channels anyway. Namely, they want to make money. And wanting to make money, or they just have no goals at all, which is they just want to sometimes make a video and upload it for friends or family or whatever. Some people are like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who follow through and continue making videos and stuff, most of them are probably goal driven in some capacity that is concrete. Uh, but for me, the goals have already been attained. I have this increased ability to socialize with all the different people all over the place, and that's gratifying, you know. Especially if you're like the expert on something, it's like, ooh, juicy, shoot that full, my veins. Yeah.
I gotcha. Extroverts, yeah. They, I always find that there's just like, I feel like if I'm in a group setting, I prefer being one of the only extroverts in the
Sure,
group.
there's not room for a lot of extroverts in a group.
There's really not. It's too much.
Yeah. So okay, I do feel satisfied with the typing of you as ESTP.
Okay.
Would you like me to share this with you privately, or are you comfortable with me publishing?
You can publish this. That's fine.
All right, cool. So I'll publish it forthwith and schedule it for like an hour from now or something.
Cool. All right.
All right, thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Bye.